Welcome back to Cray Outdoors. Today there's a lake effect snowstorm. As you can see, we are the only vehicle in the parking lot here at Long Point State Park. I had an errand to run out here in this area today. Had to drive through the snow anyway. Now that that's over with, we might as well try some fishing. Benji gave me some coordinates to some walleye allegations going on out here, so we're going to charge through the snow, try and get to the walleye spot and see what happens. Benji might meet me later. We got about a little over a foot of snow overnight in Olean. Looks like they got well over 2 feet of snow here. Generally, I do good ice fishing in snowstorms.
So unfortunately, we had some camera issues in this video. Anytime my camera was outside the shanty, it was freezing and shutting off because of the cold. When I was setting up the shanty, I caught a big perch, and that video seems to have disappeared. And then when my camera was inside the shanty, the lens was fogging up on me, as you can see. So I didn't get every fish on film in this video. I knew I was going to have some camera issues at the start of the ice season, but unfortunately I didn't have the funds to address those issues. So just kind of did the best I could with this video and figured I'll share with you what footage I have.
That time, just for fun, I dropped it down with without any bait on it, just to see if I could catch my first fish on an artificial this year. So it's my first fish, purely artificial, of 2022. These gross eyes from the perch that I caught at the reservoir. Use every part of every fish that I catch. I shouldn't say that. I don't always do that. I'm making myself sound like a more moral person than I am. I try and use every part of every fish. Definitely during the ice season, whenever you're cleaning fish, eyes are something that you want to keep. These minnows, I mean, they're popping off like crazy with these perch nipping at them. These eyes, one eye will last 30 fish. And walleye like eyes almost as much as perch do, almost as much as they like minnows. So you're going to get a lot more use out of an eye than you will a minnow. I have one that's fair sized. Yay! There's a big one. There's another keeper. Whoa, I'm not keeping them because I'm going to my sister's house after, but alright. Perch that are that size, I don't complain about. Those dinkers, I do complain about. On the eye, of course, could be that first one that we caught. Who knows? Since we're throwing them back, this is a real possibility. It's a Chautauqua keeper. Different. Shiner. Alright. Well, I'm going to switch Mr. Tip Up over to Mr. Shiner. Where'd that shiner go? There it is. Alright. Do we want to switch Mr. Tip Up to Mr. Shiner, or do we want to put Shiner straight up on a dead stick? I don't know. We're going to put Mr. Shiner in here for now. I'm going to try and catch more shiners. That's the walleye bait right there. Wild shiner. Nothing, no better walleye bait in the freaking world than that. Another reasonable sized perch here. Strangely, all the fish that were here just kind of disappearing all of a sudden. Weird stuff going on down there. Trying to catch me some more shiners. You're biting like a perch. You're a perch, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. You're a perch. Perch school at the top of the water column. I think they're chasing around those shiners. I switched up to a different colored jig with a sharper hook in an attempt to hook these shiners that I can't hook. It's a little bit bigger. Because it is a little bit bigger. I got twosie. Huh. Boy, all sorts of stuff going on all of a sudden. Got on a better sized perch here. Alright, you're going to go back down. Oh, and Mr. Perch is off. Alright, I'm only filming the ones that are decent size. I'm the borderline keeper. Go down. Downsy. There he goes. Just caught another little shiner. Not as pretty as that one that we missed earlier, but I'm happy. I'm going to throw one of these guys on a tip up. I wanted at least one to dead stick and one to go on a tip up at prime time. I think we're up to 3 shiners in the bait bucket now. That one's best size yet for walleye. 3 shiners in the bait bucket, 1 on a tip up. I'm feeling better. Every single one of these shiners is going to be a chance at a walleye come walleye hour. That's why I'm excited, man. I mean, wild shiners will outfish a domestic shiner bought from the bait shop 5-1. And this one just because it's pretty. It's the first blue perch I've caught in a long time. Blue ones are pretty. It's just a genetic variation. First fish of the night.
Don't mind my pole. Oh, rock bass, dude. What did I tell you about those
Yeah,
rock
you're
bass?
right. Alright, well, that's some variety anyway. When I first saw that mouth, I thought it was a crappie. I got excited.
I was just telling you about rock bass, too, man.
Benji just hooked the big mark.
Oh, I shouldn't say that with this pole, but...
It was a bigger mark. Oh, yeah. Alright. Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
That's what we came for.
Yeah, exactly. Sweet. It looks... might be borderline keeper.
Might be borderline.
Well, welcome back to Cray Outdoors. I'm with Benji today. Oh no! Holy cow, this is a lot of snow. Holy cow! And with Benji, we're at a new spot that we've never been to before. I guess depending on how good we do will depend on whether or not I put the name of the spot in the location or in the description. Because if it sucks, then I'll put the name in the description so you know not to come here. And I'll get views of people searching the place. But if it's good, we'll keep it a secret. I heard that this lake is loaded with pike, and if you get lucky, you can get into some decent panfish too. So primary target today, whoa, is going to be pike, and the secondary target is going to be panfish. I have not gotten on a big pike yet this ice season. Doesn't sound like there's a lot of big pike in here. Sounds like it's more of a quantity over quality place. Definitely the Allegheny Reservoir is going to be the best place in the area to go for a trophy pike. But I've heard this is the best place in the area to catch a ton of pike. So hopefully we catch a ton of pike today. There's a lot of snow. Number one. There's small holes we're drilling today, so hopefully we don't hook into a pike that's too big. Plenty of ice. This might actually be a pike or something. A little perch. You, sir, are going to go right on a tip-up. We got something that looks a tiny bit bigger. Alright, well, my camera is dying here in the cold. But, let's see if the camera is alive or not. Hey, oh! Third one of the day.
Crappie and my crackers going on.
You're just complaining that the crappie left, so
Yep.
we're just not sure where the big crappie are today. But hey, we know nothing about this lake, so... Did you kill it? You didn't even take it out of the water. Might need to pop its air bladder. There it goes. He's sublegal.
Oh, it's smaller than the other one.
The screen's just lit up with fish right now. We're catching little dink perch. But yeah, there's some other fun stuff mixed in. My camera froze and stopped working. I did catch a pumpkin seed. So we've got pumpkin seed, a bluegill, crappie, and perch. So reasonable variety out here. Nothing too big yet though. So, well, it's just really small. Okay, well, that's back to the usual. Well, my first crappie of the day. Smallest crappie of the day, but hey.
Hey, still down there.
Variety, I'm up to the 3 species now too. I doubled up, Benji just got... Is that the biggest of the day? I don't know, it's about the same size as your other ones.
Oh.
Yeah, mine is nothing to brag about. Big marks at 20 feet again.
Alright.
Okay, cool. That one actually
That
swam
one
off.
took off.
It's not like the tip-ups are happening. Well, I mean, this lake is a solid B-ish for panfish, and an F so far for pike. Something's coming up. There we go.
Oh. Well, about the same size.
Yeah, maybe we're just catching the same crappie over and over again. That's true.
Oh,
What's
bigger
coming
one.
up? What's coming up?
It's a crap.
Okay, cool. Okay, that one's bigger. That was finally our first keeper of the day. I don't think we're keeping them, but leave that up to you.
No.
Okay, maybe I need to put my panfish pole back down. Okay. Okay. Oop. That's a bite.
So that one.
Okay, that one's lively too.
That one came off the bottom.
Interesting.
I dropped it straight down.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going down with this then.
I don't know.
Oh, flag up.
Oh. Oh.
I watched it go up too.
I want to see it.
And this one is a perch, I think. I don't remember now.
Alright.
It's not spinning. There was no wind when it went up, so
Oh, I saw it go.
it definitely spun. No. Oh, I missed. I felt it. I missed it though. This one definitely doesn't have a perch on it. Yeah, this one's the one with the fat head. So it might have. It didn't feel big. I think it was just the perch or something.
Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah. Exciting. Something. What is that? Is that another rock bass? A freaking rock bass!
Ah, jeepers.
Well, it's interesting variety today.
Alright.
Add another one to the list. Benji's killing it with the crappie.
The same size.
It's the same fish. Nice. I'm trying to catch one more fish, and then I'm going to start pulling tip-offs. Alright. Yeah, you're right. This is my third species of the day. Perch, crappie,
Oh, you got bluegill.
bluegill. I got a sunfish. Perch, crappie, sunfish. Okay, you're right, 4. Cool. And a rock bass. And that's probably going to be my last fish of the day. Got him, minnow. So I know today wasn't my best video. We had a lot of camera issues. In all honesty, the fishing wasn't very good anyway. So Chautauqua County is just a whole different style of fishing, man. Here in Cattaraugus County, the challenge is bringing in fish, bringing in big marks. You know, you're jigging and doing everything that you can, moving around the lake, trying to attract fish, trying to attract those big marks on the radar. And then when those big marks show up, you can usually catch them. In Chautauqua County and Chautauqua Lake and Findley Lake, just completely different. There's like 10 million marks on the screen, as you can see. And then there's, you know, a couple bigger marks floating around, you know, some bigger perch or bigger crappie or whatever. And you're trying to get your jig through all those little perch and shiners and bull crap to catch one of those bigger fish. And it's just a whole different challenge and a whole different style of fishing. Definitely a good place to bring kids. So just to show you how ridiculous the ice fishing was there in Chautauqua County, this is Chautauqua Lake that first day, and this is what my fish finder looked like. I was in about 34 feet of water, so bottom is right about here, and all of this is all fish. This right here, I don't think that's a big fish. I think that's just the fish were so thick it was looking like one big fish. All this is fish, all this is fish, and all this is fish. Absolutely a ridiculous amount of fish. All these, I think, were for the most part just perch, but it's hard to say because perch are what they call a cool water species. So perch are a little bit more active in cold water than sunfish and bass and crappie are warm water species. Kind of like trout are a cold water species. They're most active in very cold water. Perch are not quite as active as trout in cold water, but they're more active than your warm water species like bass and sunfish and crappie. So who knows? Maybe there was some bluegill and sunfish mixed in here, but it's almost impossible to get them to bite when the perch schools are that thick. So really presents its own unique
challenge. It was just a totally different way of fishing than Cattaraugus County, like I said. So a similar kind of thing going on here at Findley Lake. Not quite as ridiculous as Chautauqua, but bottom's right here, and all this is fish. So, I mean, I'll play it out. It's still just a crazy, ridiculous amount of fish in both of these lakes. Both days, we probably only had 5 keeper fish total. Of course, I wasn't keeping them. The only thing that made Findley Lake maybe more interesting than Chautauqua was that it was a little bit more of a mixed bag of species, but it was still primarily dink perch. So I heard Findley Lake was good for pike, but we had tip-ups going all the way from one side of the lake to the other. With Benji, we could put 10 flags out. We pretty much covered every single depth, and I don't think we were in the wrong spot for pike, just based on the amount of fish that we were marking. Like I said, it was just a blanket of fish that we were in, all those little perch and crappie and stuff. Typically, whenever you're in a big school of small fish, pike's gonna come by if it's a good lake for pike. So I just think that the pike have probably been fished out of there just like everywhere else, but who knows? It was my first time at Findley Lake. The other bad indication was the fact that we were the only ones on Findley Lake. You know, it's a little bit more low-key than Chautauqua, but I mean, it's still an exit on Route 86 between Erie and Jamestown. It's, I don't know. The fact that nobody was there, it's not that much of a secret. The fact that nobody was there tells me it's probably not a very excellent place to fish. I'd maybe go back to Findley someday as an alternative to Chautauqua if I got bored fishing Chautauqua, but certainly not worth a special trip from Olean. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's fishing adventure. I hope you learned something. I was doing some experimenting. This is my first time ice fishing Chautauqua County this year. Figured I'd share with you, even though it was kind of slow. We caught some fish, and it was just fun. Those lakes are so different. It's a totally different type of challenge. You're trying to pull the bigger fish out of the school of 10 million fish, as opposed to around here, you're just trying to catch a big fish. It's just different. So it was fun. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. We'll catch you in the next adventure.